right, let me just get prepared here. All right, let's get into the scanners. Gonna lower the dollar volume actually on the scanners just because I'm looking for some smaller cap names as well. This one definitely needs to go sideways. It's way too loose. Armed actually shaping up. Let's check out the news on this one if there's anything significant. Nothing too crazy. They did have earnings in the end of mid-November. Some news about their systems being used, but it is getting fairly tight. Huge ADR. You know, one more day in this would be really nice. 164% off the lows. It has room to the 10-day, the 200. Sorry, the 10-day has caught up. Yeah, this is gonna be on watch for this week. What else we got? Yeah, this one's still watching it. Definitely wanted to get tighter. Fill out this flag a little longer. So far, nice move though. If this can, you know, build out this wedge here and break out. This one broke out. I didn't take it on Friday. Potentially will take it over the highs here. It's a recent IPO, oil and gas. You know, it's in the right sector for a breakout, but it was more of a weekly breakout. I'm just not convinced that breakouts are going to be working. Oil sectors look okay, I guess, pulling back from the highs. The leader's still in pulling back here. This one broke out. This one's getting nice and tight actually. Biotech. Big gap up on some news. I forget the news. Let's go look that news up again as well. Prepares to move drug into phase 3 trials, so not even any news about the trials. Oh, okay, the phase 2 was both safe and effective. Okay, so it's drug related, of course. I'm assuming the next news would only take a while, so I'm not too scared of a gap down in this one. It's a recent IPO as well. This is a huge move. Definitely can be bought after this, at least for a trade, a day trade even. I mean, this could easily go 120, 130 in a few days. Would probably look to buy it on a breakout, maybe trim some into strength, and then see what happens from there. With the market being weak, I don't really want to hold things too long. This one's still building these higher lows, so I'm still on watch. Maybe if this can fill out, you know, maybe 3-4 more days and then break out. Not the worst setup. Biotech as well, yeah. Definitely putting a focus on some biotech names, considering they're the only ones that are really breaking out and having any follow through. This one, you know, can be considered already having broke out over this tight range. I didn't take it just because, again, the market kind of sucks. But again, over this little range here can definitely be a valid setup. Check the weekly out. Yeah, not bad. Could be tighter, but it's above the 200. It's a fairly recent IPO. Big move off the bottom. It's not as explosive as some of the other names, but it's not a bad setup. PRVB, I skipped this one. I wanted some more tightness. Yeah, this one, I'm taking it off radar just because, you know, it's kind of just too choppy. PSB held up. I didn't take this one either. Just wanted more tightness on it. Just another one on the watch list. This one failed, unfortunate. Looked really good actually. Was nice and tight, but what can you do? Ideally, this one pulls back and goes tight for a while too. It's probably the most exciting oil and gas name at the moment, considering this huge move up. Yeah, this one's off radar, not holding up. One second. What is this? Such low volume? This huge move up? Is this a buyout of some kind? How did I not see this one? I guess because of the volume. Babylon Holdings. Oh, it's a 1-to-25 split, okay. Not interesting. Reverse split again. Buyout. I'll keep this one on watch. Maybe this can consolidate, give us another breakout. This is what I'm actually watching for a mean reversion now. Up 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Ideally, tomorrow show some weakness intraday. I'd look for a short on it. Different kind of setup. Not necessarily a swing trade, but you know, this can have a $1-2 fade pretty easily. I'll add it to. Okay. Yeah, retail sector is not my favorite. This one could set up eventually. Needs more time. I'll keep it on watch. This one as well was more interesting as a mean reversion, but you know, the longer it holds up, the better it looks as a long setup. Still nothing special in it right now, but Technically, if this gaps up and fails into the 200, I would be interested into a short, but if not, I'll just keep it on the watch list. This technically had a decent setup in it as well. It's just already a little bit extended, I would say. This is just too loose, in my opinion. This is held up, but it needs more time if you're looking for a setup in that. Just take it off here. Nice move. I'm just gonna watch this one. No, I'm not really gonna trade it. ATX, there's nothing there. No. This one just keeps grinding. Wow. Biotechs are the only ones that are having these bottom breakouts right now. Not that many of them, but only ones that seem to be working somewhat. Acer I'm watching here. Kind of broke out already on Friday, but you know, I'm not gonna take this late in the day on a Friday. Maybe it just gaps back into this range and goes sideways. If not, it does look good on the hourly and the 15-minute for a breakout. It's fairly tight. Look at that, I mean. Chinese name. They're still grinding higher. Maybe this one can go sideways for a little bit. Keep it on watch. Why does it just not trade some days? It's a bit thin. This can go sideways. It has to tighten out quite a bit. I'll keep it on watch, but nothing there right now. Keeps grinding. Again, a biotech name. It's basically only biotech names that are setting up on my scanner. There's nothing here. Too thin. It's so hard to trade this. So choppy. I don't know. So kind of just see these kind of drop and pop kind of setups. I don't really trade them. A bit thin here. Maybe this can go sideways as well. Tighten up a bit, but nothing there. This one broke out decently actually. Didn't put it on my, didn't pop up on my watch list, on my scanners. But this on the weekly looks nice, yeah. Oh wow. This was valid, it was tight enough to trade. You might have gotten stopped out there. But I mean, this is a pretty obvious breakout day. If you buy over 325. Yeah, decent setup, I like it. Actually, I'm gonna note this down just because Not sure how I missed it. I'll watch this if in case it sets up. This one's been disappointing. Quite thin as well. Tradable though. Did have a nice setup that failed here. Way too loose to trade right now, but you never know. Keep it on watch. This one kind of failed. Oh, this one as well. Had a really tight breakout here. It's a nasty pullback. All right, let's go to 3 months. Lower the price volume, dollar volume again. Yeah, breakout's just not setting up in this market. Sad. I mean, it's not surprising considering this is what we're looking like. Yeah, this was a nasty reversal here. Nasty, nasty. I mean, unless if we don't find support somewhere here soon, looks like we're headed back down to the lows. Let's get the 1 month scanner in. Lower the dollar volume again. I like the news on this one in terms of partnering with Gilead. I had bought some on the gap up here, but I sold it, I think, over 30. This could set up again, though. I'm going to keep it on watch. I'll keep this one on watch, too, for a setup, although it's quite thin. I don't like the sector either. I'll just keep it on watch. Good volume here, but these beaten down names. Maybe sets up. And this has got to be one of those China names, I think. In hindsight, I was actually watching this as an EP, and it was kind of lower ADR, so I didn't take it, but decent follow through. Slower mover. This is just ugly. Trade's so ugly. Thin. What does it look like on the weekly? This guy just keeps running. What is this? Luna. Maybe we gotta set up there. Only things working are these beaten down names that are popping off the lows. Okay, let's see what I have here. This one still flagging. I mean, this is no good. SI, I'm watching this. I think it's going to have a gap down one of these days that's going to be viable, where shorts are going to start covering their positions. This is a nasty move down. Was watching this one for a mini version as well, but it just seems to be fading. You know, it could have a viable setup eventually. This one kind of failed, but still could be a setup in a week or two. PDSB. I'd like this to come back into the range and get tighter. I'll take it off here for now. Yeah, I wanted more tightness on this one as well. This one actually looks decent. Over these highs here could be a viable setup. NF off the list. MOS was on one of my short watches under here. Could retest the 10-day and fail again for another entry. SYM, somebody had mentioned this in one of the Discord groups, looks really good. 1 or 2 more days of tightness would be nice. Diversified industrials, though, I don't love the sector. has some leaders. Okay. GHL. Yeah, I wanted more tightness on this one as well. Same for goes for this. This one broke out. I'm just watching to see what happens. I don't love these kind of setups, but it's decent. Kind of still in range here. If it can go sideways, maybe fill out this in a tight range and break out, could be decent. I'm liking this one more. It's a high ADR in a fairly tight range, building these higher lows. Could eventually have a breakout, maybe 1 or 2 more days, tightness. Yeah, could be decent. This one I'm watching for a short setup. 111% in, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 102%. You know, it did break over these previous little resistance area, so we'll see what happens, but still a beaten down name. Could have easily a $1 or $2 pullback. What else was I watching? MOMO. This one has potential for an hourly setup of some kind. Definitely going to be watching this one. Let's add this one here. SMMT. Yeah, okay, this one's already there. This one looks good. It could get, you know, a tiny bit tighter. 27 ADR though, you don't always get the perfect tightness. Maybe 1 more day, 2 more days. 2 more days would be ideal. Maybe get a move back up to $5, $5, $6. Good volume so far. Continuous volumes, low volume pullbacks. Exactly what you want to see. On these low float names, small cap biotech names. It's previously made some decent moves. This is actually a really nice setup. It's made some big moves before. CLRO, very thin, but setting up decently, actually. Pretty tight. This is actually the tighter range compared to the other ones, although it's a little lower ADR than them. 150% move up, consolidating. It's a beaten down name. Yeah, could do something here. Could have some follow through of some kind. I'm not really expecting too much in this market, considering everything seems to be failing, but yeah, there's worse setups out there. RXDX, I'm gonna add to this watch list as well. Let's go check out the mean reversions. This one's super thin, but I mean, it's just down every day pretty much. Could easily have a snapback day where it moves up like 50 to 100%. I mean, when the stock's $1, this thing can easily go test a 10-day 127% move. What I'd look for is it to take out the opening range highs. It hasn't done that quite some time. Maybe we got tricked into it here, but now it's at the point where it could make a decent move up after taking out the opening range highs. I'd probably take this with small size just because it's super thin. GH, watching this one, had a nice gap down. into all-time low, well, recent lows. CI was just watching because it gapped up after hours on Friday, and it has to do with those fraudsters that just got caught. So, you know, maybe it'll get some type of relief rally, but not really my focus. This one keeps grinding lower. Ideally get a few more days to the downside, maybe get a mean reversion long. Good volume too. Yeah, I'll be watching this for some kind of intraday setup. Not quite ready. This one was more of a bear flag, but I didn't take it. This one too, just grinding. I don't know what the story is here. Just grinding lower. You know, maybe it has a gap down day and then reverses off the gap down. That's my ideal setup in this kind of stock, but could just keep grinding lower indefinitely as well. Same logic for this one, kind of just grinding lower. Ideally has a gap down that's buyable. It's a very beaten down name, could easily like gap down and then, you know, rally. You have some shorts covering and some bottom fishing. We'll see. Definitely going to be watching it for an intraday setup. Maybe takes out VWAP or the highs of the day. Same logic here. Less interested in this one though. Yeah, this one, nothing and way too thin. That's off. No valid setup here. This one I was watching for mini version short. I didn't take it. Wanted it to at least test the 200, but we'll see. This one's becoming a bear flag rather than a mean reversion. Maybe this can have a flat base breakdown under $6. I'll move this into the bear flag category. That's not a mean reversion. I am long this one here from $42. Same kind of logic where it's, you know, beaten down. Doesn't have as much risk for another gap down since a lot of the news came out, but this could, you know, it could easily rally into the 10-day, maybe $50. So the risk reward is decent on it. So this one was watching for mini version short as well. Doesn't seem like a valid setup anymore. You know. Was there an entry anywhere here? Not really, kind of impossible to get into this. Take it off watch. This one's on watch as well. Technically was looking for a short on this, but the longer, like I said before, it goes sideways, the more I'd be interested in a long setup rather than a short. This one is the only one I really like as a short. I think, you know, if it can speed up another day, maybe get into this 1350 range, that would be ideal. If not, I'd look for it to gap up and fail, or some kind of intraday failure takes out the lows of the day or something. It's kind of just grinding higher. Pretty low, pretty thin volume though. Alright, let's check out bear flags. Yeah, this one was, you know, pretty good, especially that I had sympathy with Tesla. Not as clean as a setup, but no setup in it now, so I'll take it off. This one as well, no setup. This one worked, but no setup now. Yeah, this one worked decently, and actually I was thinking about a mean reversion long in this one on Friday, but this is worrisome now. Keeps grinding lower. Nice. This one's just back into range. bit choppy. Gap down under the range, could have been shorted under this as well. Could easily retest the lows here at 22 bucks, especially if the market is weak. Bear flag here, a bit loose. I would want it to tighten up before shorting it. Don't like this setup. I'm short this right now from here. Ideally fades back to $7, but who knows. Decent bear flag here after a gap down. This one's just chilling in this range. Could have a short setup in it. One of my favorite short setups at the moment, just because it's breaking this long range. Yeah, this one could have a breakdown of this flat base here. Reminds me of this. Yeah. Kind of just grinds lower. GME broke. This is a beautiful bear flag. Beautiful, beautiful bear flag. Had a little bit of a fake out here, but now just retesting this $20 area. I was watching this one, but I don't know, it just keeps going sideways, really kind of barcoding. I'll keep this on watch. I don't know what kind of trade will happen here, but maybe it just builds these lower highs and then breaks down under $8. That would be ideal. Just watching for a setup in this one, nothing so far. Let's see what I have here. These are just stocks I'm watching for setups. This one needs to fill out. This is an interesting kind of setup. It's more of a weekly setup because it's been in a long range, but kind of different than what I'm used to trading. It's interesting, but didn't take this breakout, but I want to see what happens, so I'm watching it. This one is kind of in sympathy with Celsius. Nasty pullback here. I don't really think I'll see a setup in this one though. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one is interesting as well, actually. I'm going to keep it on my watch list for the week. Got fairly tight here. Can at least have a day trade in it. You know, maybe one more tight day, or, you know, it kind of could break over this tight little range here. Maybe retest the highs of this recent IPO. Oh wow, it's very thin though. I didn't realize. It's, well, it has some volume here at least. 200% off the lows pretty much. Yeah, I'll keep it on watch. Fairly tight. It's on watch. This one broke out, but I'll keep it on watch. This one would be nice if it can tighten up. Failed. I don't really like this. Too choppy. Yeah, I don't like that. This one I wanted more sideways. It kind of tried to break out here, but now pulling back into the range. Maybe if it comes back into the range and then, you know, fills it out, breaks out, could be decent. Nice move off the lows here. It's in a medical device sector. Made some previous big moves, so, you know, if this can fill out a little bit, you can easily see a nice move in this. I want more tightness in this one. Looks better on the weekly, but I still want more tightness. Coal name failing after this breaking out of the range. Maybe it consolidates though. I just put this on because it's fusion related and there was some fusion news, but we'll see. ENPH, yeah, failed twice to break out. Not a great sign. It's one of the leading stocks in the market. Failed to break out of the highs here. Under the 10 and 20 right now. Not really a short setup, but yeah, not a good sign. Aderna reversing too. This one definitely going to keep on watch because it made a big move, but needs a lot of work to tighten up. This one finally failed. I kind of liked it, but yeah, so be it. This is just so loose. This one is okay if it can fill out and get tight, then break out. This one I was in it and then got out for break even. I think around 275. I took it this day here, got stopped out. Market is just not conducive to any long setups. You have to be very particular. Just the outlook in general is not great. You know, Apple retesting these lows. Could easily see this break sometime this week. Maybe not tomorrow because we've had quite a few days in a row to the downside here. Maybe we bounce off. I don't know. But if this breaks under here, yeah, not good free fall territory. You know, it's barely down from its highs, 26%. You don't want to see this free fall back to the 200 weekly. Looks like it will, in my opinion, but we'll see. Tesla still looking really weak. Yeah, not great. Not great signs in the market. Definitely a time to be studying and more studying, less trading. So let's just go over again for the week. What am I really watching here? Short trade, long trade here. Probably one of the better ones for the range. Needs to tighten up a few more days. Tighten up. Decent trade in this one. Decent looking setup. Long trade. I mean, this one needs work. Liking this. We can tighten up maybe one more day and break out. Yeah, there's some okay setups, but you know, there's not many of them, so you got to be very particular in what you're trading right now. I'll add this one to the list as well. And this one. Maybe have a long setup in it. Would be more of an intraday thing, especially in this one. This one can easily spike. So thin though. yeah, besides that, just gonna stick to small trades and studying for the rest of the week probably, unless something dramatically changes. But yeah, I'll post a YouTube video about the watch list in a bit. Have a good week.